Hello and good day. Welcome to Punchline. We are First News Nation. And of course, on Punchline, we discuss national politics at National Politics. It's always our privilege to have you join us through your device on this channel. And talking about channels, let's invite you to all our social media handles on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, as well as YouTube at First News Nation. You can take a step further, enable notifications on all these platforms I just talked about to get latest updates on all our shows. Good day once again. I am Sammy Ajufo. It's a privilege to have you join us. It's the campaign season. One political party has heard the whistle blow and they've started. The other political party is still waiting in the wings, as well as other political parties. We have a few stories to talk about today, and my take will be at the end of it. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Down to our first story, it's about the political party who heard the blow of the whistle and started in a dash, and that's the People's Democratic Party, the leading opposition party in Nigeria today. They have kicked off their presidential campaign in Uyo, the capital of Akwa Ibom State. The conversation is not really about who came, but who didn't show up, and no other person decided to point this out to us, but the presidential spokesperson of the All Progressives Congress, Mr. Festus Keyamo, senior advocate of Nigeria. He said the absence of some PDP governors at the kickoff of the PDP presidential campaign is a warning signal, in his own words. Who wasn't there? It's the entire Wike camp of the PDP governors. The entire Wike camp weren't there. I'm sure other non-governors who also are in league with Governor Nyesom Wike of Rivers State, they were not at the official kickoff of the presidential campaign. That would include the governor of Enugu State himself. We have Right Honorable Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi absent. The governor of Oyo State, Engineer Seyi Makinde, was also absent. Governor also of Abia State, Mr. Okezie Ikpeazu, was also absent. We also have Governor of Benue State, Mr. Samuel Otom, was also absent at that official kickoff, which still spells the doom, shows the doom that is still lurking around the PDP. If the kickoff of the campaign had these governors and others in absence, then what does it portend for the People's Democratic Party? The presidential spokesperson of the APC said that he found the presence of the embattled national chairman of the party, Yocha Ayu, on the podium, promising the PDP would change the fortunes of the country as a huge joke. I'm quoting him. And people talked about, who attended, few people who were there. Uyo was, the stadium was packed. People are asking, those in lemon green, are they not children who should be in school? Well, that's not what I'm talking about today. But the absence of Nyesom Wike, Samuel Otom Ikpeazu, and Ugwuanyi, governors in Nigeria under the PDP platform, was the conversation, and is still the conversation. And Festus Keyamo went ahead to say, if the people's representatives at the state levels are so unanimously against their presidential candidate that they should shun his campaign launch, then indeed we would say to Nigerians, a word is enough for the wise, as we also expect Festus Keyamo to tell us when the APC will also have their campaign, and hoping all the APC governors will attend. I have a feeling all the APC governors will attend. It doesn't seem to be that they have a lot of issues there. The only people you might not see, which I doubt they would abscond, will be the former Secretary to the Governor of the Federation, Right Honorable Yakubu Dogara, and a few others who will not be there because of their opposition to the Muslim ticket. But that's what's going on right now. The campaigns have officially started. PDP has taken the first move. We're waiting for the APC, as well as the Labour Party and NNPP. Labour Party has already put out their campaign timetable, and we're watching to see how that will happen. On the flip side, and which is the really funny side, while the campaign was going on, something really interesting about the DJs. I think we should ask questions about the suitability of some DJs especially when they play in political campaigns. I remember when the APC had their presidential, what do you call it? Presidential, give me that word. The campaign, not the campaign, election kickoff for the, yes, nomination. You know the word. I just forgot it. We had the DJ also playing some kind of songs that the rest of us were wondering, like someone played "Collect Your Money," when Bola Tinubu was stepping down towards the podium. But this time around, it was at the PDP presidential kickoff in Uyo, and then the DJ decided to play this song. Watch this video. We'll be right back to talk more about what's our next story when we get back. Welcome back. Still talking about the PDP Presidential Campaign that has kicked off in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, which means I'm sure PDP would release a timetable as to where else they will be heading to after they leave Akwa Ibom State. Now, some other person who made headlines, she showed up, is the senator representing the people of Anambra Central Senatorial District. She is of the PDP. She made a statement that keyboard warriors are not happy with. She said that Nigeria does not need a kindergarten president. That statement has received a lot of fire from a lot of people who assume she's talking about Peter Obi. Some other people say, is she talking about the NNPP presidential candidate, Rabi Musa Kwankwaso, or is she talking about the APC presidential candidate, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu? People don't know who she's referring to. Who is a kindergarten president? And that's the question a lot of us are going to ask. The question I'll ask is, how do you grade somebody in kindergarten? Is it someone who cannot help himself walk, or someone who has never had experience with being a president? All three candidates, or all four candidates, or all candidates who are presenting themselves for the presidential elections in 2023 have not had any experience at the presidency. So which of them is actually going to be the kindergarten president? Let's see this video. We'll be right back.
I want to say that Nigeria is a big and complex country. For you to be a president of this country, you must be someone that understands the economy of this great nation, someone that understands all sectors of Nigeria, someone that understands the diversity, someone that understands the complications, someone that truly knows what this country is all about. Today, we are trying to make a choice. We are trying to make a choice of someone that can take this country to prosperity, someone that can take us from being a consumption country to a production country, someone that will address all the issues we have, from security to economy to education to infrastructure to women empowerment to youth empowerment, everything. And I believe we have the total package in Atiku Okowa presidential tickets. Nigerians, we don't want a kindergarten president. We want a strong president. We want a president that can address the issues.
All right, welcome back. Before we go into my take, I have something I observed recently, and we must really give credence to whom credence is due, or honor to whom honor is due. We need to thank the members of the EndSARS movement. We really need to. Why? Because if not for the EndSARS movement, A lot of Nigerians will never know there's something called walking on the road or protest or rally. Before then, we never really heard about that. As a matter of fact, last time we had something like looked like a protest was the subsidy rally that happened in Ojota in Lagos State years ago under the administration of President Goodluck Jonathan. But now, ever since the End SARS movement, everyone has made it a point of duty to walk in numbers on the streets. And it's good for optics, it's good as a mark of protest, and it's also good for exercise sake. But that's not the thing. Ever since the End SARS movement, then the obedience began theirs by taking walks, long walks, and protesting or showing their support. And they started up with this 1 million man march. Now, every other state who followed began to increase the number and call it 2 million man march, 5 million man march. It's a mother of all marches. And then after the obedience marched in different states of Nigeria, now MC Oluomo decided to march in Lagos, and they call it a 5 million man march. I have a question. How many people actually live in Lagos? So if you say a 5 million man march, that means half of Lagos should be empty. But let's not call things, let's just call it a rally, support rally. Let's stop calling it marches and all this marching here, marching there and all that. But at the end of the day, will this march, all the marches they are marching, sound somehow, marches they are marching, all the things they're doing, will they translate to votes on the election day? That's the question I have to ask. Let's go for my take. I'll be right back.
I thank you for inviting me. And I know you've invited other candidates as well. And I want you to give them opportunity of coming to be with you the way I was with you today. Listen to them. Let them not send delegates or representatives. When people campaign here, I was in America yesterday. When Obama was talking, was he speaking through spokesperson? No. They said no. When Liz and everybody, all these people were campaigning, they come through spokespeople? No. So let everybody come physically. Tell you what you will do, take note. Because what happens in our place is that, so you can take in. What happens in our place is that people come, tomorrow and say, I didn't say it. It was my party or somebody who said it. We want to listen to them what they want to say. Nobody goes for interview. All of you will go one day looking for a job. Nobody's going to go for interview for you. You go physically yourself. So we are now looking for a job. It must be a physical appearance. If they like, let them even do it through Zoom. But they must be interviewed directly. But I prefer that they come here. There's enough way to come here. It's train. Somebody, I've already bought train ticket when somebody offered to drive me down. This train is very easy. If you come out of train, this is state business school, you can come anywhere. If you want bicycle, there's enough bicycle in Oxford to drive you around. Anything you want. So let them.
This is Niger Feedback.
You're welcome back. It's my take right now. I just have a few things to say and saying it from the heart. This is campaign season, election season. Everyone is going around, kicking off campaigns. PDP has started theirs. APC is still waiting in the wings. They are going to start theirs. Labour Party has officially kicked off by, they have been marching, but this is officially when they're going to start. NNPP, we're also waiting, and other political parties who are vying for the presidency in 2023. But while that has happened, there's an unfortunate disaster that's occurring in Nigeria. Several states across the country have been submerged by floods, serious floods, floods that have taken over communities, taken over states, taken over, cities. It's become a real disaster. It's become a real terrible thing. But in all that has happened, across several states in Nigeria, Kogi State, Anambra State, Bauchi State, Gombe State, Delta State, some parts of Lagos State, we've witnessed floods. Lives have been lost. I heard, according to NEMA some days ago, that it was about 500 lives that were lost recorded, and I'm sure it has increased over time. Now we're going to be seeing a lot of IDP camps springing up in different places. Along the Middle Belt, we've had a lot of states who are also affected by these floods. And these states, surprisingly, are the states that Nigeria relies a lot on for food. Now there's going to be a food crisis because of the flood all over Nigeria. That's not my concern. My concern is that none of the presidential candidates, not Bola Tinubu, not Peter Obi, not Atiku Abubakar, not Rabiu Musa Kwankwanso, not any of the other candidates, not Showore, not Al-Mustafa, none of them has released a statement. None of them has said anything about the flooding. None of them have come to sympathize. None of them have visited those places. We need to ask ourselves the question: are we so engrossed in the politics of the day that we don't know that the same electorate who should be voting will not be voting, or their lives are more important? No one is talking about it. What people are concerned about is who is in Uyo and who is not. That's my take. We need to start talking about what needs to be talked about. People are suffering. Come 2023, these communities that has been unfortunately affected by flood will not be voting. There will be no polling center because everyone will be moved into IDP camp. So for whatever reason, your political party is banking on some of the votes from some of these states, then forget about it. Kogi State, Bauchi State, Anambra State, Gombe State, some parts of Lagos State, Delta State have been submerged by floods. So it's going to affect us politically, it's going to affect us economically. We need to start talking about the right things. I'm still waiting on the candidates to make statements, pay visits, talk about these things, talk about the root causes and the possibilities and the future. Sometimes let's leave politics aside and do the right thing. I'm really disappointed that no one is talking about the floods. No one is talking about the victims. No one is talking about houses that have been submerged, lives that have been lost, people who have been displaced, properties that have been damaged. Politics will happen, campaigns will happen, but let's not ever forget to be human. That's my take. Really disappointed. But I'm Sami Ajufo. I want to thank all members of the production team, the lead researcher, my editors, and everyone who've been part of this production today. I do appreciate you. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe to all our social media handles. We'll be waiting to see your comments on any of the stories we've just discussed. Thank you and have a wonderful day ahead.